In modern context, in adult second language acquisition by Christina Science, one of the most important aspects is the interaction hypothesis, which suggests that second language development is facilitated when speakers interact with other speakers. Here we have two important aspects. In one hand, input refers to linguistic forms to which learners are exposed. While this can be enough for them to learn syntax, morphology, phonology, and semantics in their own language, rarely it has the same outcomes in a target language or in a second language. We have three kinds of inputs. First, simplified input, which refers to that kind of language that is modified before the interaction in order to make it less complex and more understandable. The second is baseline input, which is unmodified language. And finally, we have interactionally modified language, which is the language that we modify or the interlocutor modifies during the conversation, through the conversation goes on. On the other hand, output is generally understood to be that language that the learner produces. Here we have two important aspects. First, comprehensible output are those utterances that are understandable to interlocutors. And second are the modified output. That modified output are the utterances that are modified through the interaction in order to be understandable to your interlocutor. Here is when we say, I don't understand, or I don't get it, or can you repeat please? First, it was assumed that output didn't have or didn't play a significant role in second language acquisition process. However, researchers have found that output learners have numbers of benefits, including automatization, which is the fluency of the language, drowning the attention of the students in their linguistic problems in the second language acquisition, and encouraging the second language acquisition process.
Hello, I'm going to explain you the second chapter of the book. So this chapter talk about differences at the moment of the learn or acquire a second language than the first one. So this present chapter focus on the ID related with the individual differences at the moment. So because this has a great impact in the scholarships and grow the most in recent years. So the first one is the age, and age is the particular relevance for a discussion in ID because it is the most obviously difference between language one and second language. The second one is the work memory that has become a focus on research in the recent years because it's referred to the historical applied. And the last one is the priori language experience that it deserves more attention considered in the age of migration and supernatural entities such European Union. So I invite you to read this book because in this book you can find methods or theories that you can apply in your life.
We got another book, which is Second Language Acquisition by Roald Ellis from Oxford University Press. This book is related to how people acquire a second language. People have to have to learn a second language, not just as a pleasing pastime, but often as a means of obtaining an education of securing employment. In this context, second can refer to any language that is learned subsequent to the mother language. You are learning a language naturally as a result of living in a country where it is spoken, or learning it as a classroom through instruction. Second language acquisition can be defined as the way in which people learn a language other than their mother tongue, inside or outside of a classroom.
And according with my partner Jonathan, the social condition influence that opportunities that learners have to learn and speak the second language and the attitude that they develop towards it. And present two cases of the study. The first is adult learners. It's related to daily communication according to the environment. And the second case of the study is two child learners. It's related how these learners acquire the ability to perform requests or maybe the ability to communicate in a second language. And to the other part of this book, it's according to the nature of learning language because it's focused on of the kinds errors learners and how the teacher knows what errors learners make because you need to identify, explain and evaluate a variety of mistakes. And I recommend you this book because it's very important to know the role of second language and recognize the different issues of learner's language. Thank you.